I just love to listen to. My all-time favorite and bestest female singer living on the planet. Real talk. So if y'all know how much I love music, you'll get to know just how much I love this person and their story, as well as their voice, which bleeds through their story. All right, let's take opportunity to get through our quick introduction. You ready? Well, here we go.
If you need truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it. It's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word is self-approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences. Let love heal all that's broken.
Father, we thank you for your word, your will, your plan, your purpose. Today we bless your name, and we know that you have told us man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of you, Yahweh, who is our Elohim. We bless you now for the opportunity to share your will, your purpose, and plan. We give you now the honor. We give you now the preeminence. We give you now the high place. We repent for and of any sin we could have possibly committed, be it in thought or deed or word or action. And we're asking you to receive the glory, to receive the honor, and to receive the praise of and through our lives. You alone are holy and righteous, and we bow in reverence of who you are and why you are in our lives today. In the mighty, precious, matchless name of Yahshua HaMashiach, we render this program into your hands. Thank you, Father. We all say and pray, Amen. All right, everybody. It's good to be with you. It's a joy to have you here in this moment of time. We've got some stuff going on, and we want you to hear about them and some things that you need to know about today. We have a dynamic guest with us today, and I'm going to put her up on the screen. Those of you in Facebook, please hit the heart sign, hit the like sign, make a comment. Let us know you're here. Y'all know the algorithm rules. Y'all know how bad we need y'all. Hit the heart sign, hit the like sign. We need to get this algorithm going. If there's any program we get going today, we want it to be this one today. All right. Hit that heart sign. Come on, Facebook. Hit that heart sign. Hit that like sign. Hit that thumbs up. Come on, do it for us. Make a comment and share the page. We have something dynamic. You ever had those best kept secrets in your world? Today, you're going to experience one of them. And her name is Charlyce Simmons. She is our special guest today on the Proceeding Word. And her life story, as you'll get just a little snippet of today, but prayerfully we'll get opportunity for you to hear her voice and hear her soul through her voice. One of the most dynamic voices I've ever heard. I mean that from my heart. And, we always talk about hearing hummingbirds. I remember going through a situation, and I was going to a church, and just tired of y'all church people. And I listened to them sing a song. This was decades ago. And she had this little small round guy with her. And he was running back and forth with some cables and stuff. And then she opened up her mouth and she started to sing. And I was like, oh, my goodness. And then knowing her family and some of her family members at that time at a very early stage, to whom are now beloved in my life, I still think to this day that this person is probably the best kept secret vocally in Christendom. So many of you may have never heard of her. Many of you may have never had the opportunity to experience her. Today, we look to give you that opportunity to go out and have the blessing in your life that I've come to have in mine for many decades now. She's been all over the planet as far as music goes. She's been in just about every genre as music goes, but she loves Elohim. She loves the God of her salvation. Family is very strong ties, bishops and pastors and prophets and apostles all through her bloodline. She just got that heritage and that lineage of the holiness of God. And so today we're going to take opportunity to share the story of one Charlyce Simmons. Now, many of you can go and get information on Charlyce by going to charlycemusic.com. We'll talk more about that later on. Her music is available on iTunes and CD Baby and some other things. But at this time, before we get started, we're going to have our moderators come and tell us why we're here today and what we're doing and how you can get more information. Moderators, talk to us.
Good afternoon and welcome to the preceding word today. We just want to take special note that today's program is being presented with a special guest who is Charlyce Simmons. It's Songstress Extraordinaire, who will be interviewed by our apostle. Don't forget, we're here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our weekly Bible study. And if you'd like to, we extend the invitation for you to be with us every Thursday as we continue under the Bible Book Club, as we explore the book of Genesis. So if you'd like to join us, please do make a note of the time. We're here at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We honor Sabbath, so we'll be here every Friday at 11 p.m. as we open up for our Sabbath studies, where we are in the Torah, that's in the book of Genesis, right down to Deuteronomy, where we look at the how to Sabbath and continue to study as the Ruach Hakodesh will give us. And then we open up those studies again at Saturday at 11 a.m. We want to extend an invitation for you to join us every Sunday at 10:15 a.m. where we open up for our weekly church service. That's our morrow after Sabbath service, where we broadcast live from Facebook, and we open up the doors that you can join us here in Clubhouse and on Facebook. If you have not done so already, please do take the opportunity. I can see there's 2 shares at the bottom of this program in Clubhouse. And if you're also on Facebook, please do share and add comments as you will throughout the broadcast. Thank you very much for being here with us. Apostle, back to you.
I'm so grateful, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to take back the microphone. We got the best mods on the planet. We're so grateful to have them. Those of you, again, in our Facebook space, in our Clubhouse space, please, please, please share this page today. Very seldom do we get great things to share in real life and in real time. And one of the great things we have today, I think one of the things we have today, I believe is great. You will find it great. And if you don't, then we just, tomatoes. I love them. I'd like to talk about Charlyce before I put her on the microphone and give her the mic. She's first off new to Clubhouse. Y'all see the little celebration thing. Can y'all welcome Charlyce Simmons to the Clubhouse stage? Will y'all just give her a great welcome? Come off your microphones, everybody. Just give her a great Yahweh be praised and welcome.
Glad that you're here with us, Charlyce.
All right, awesome. Listen, now what we want to do to moderators is we can invite up more people onto the stage. I'd be so grateful and happy about that if y'all could do that for us. We want everyone to have a microphone, because once we get done with what she's going to do, y'all gonna be like, well, I think y'all might want to say something. You might want to say boo. You might want to say ooh. You might want to say ah. You want to say something, and we want to give you the opportunity and the privilege to say what you feel. Do you love what you feel? Oh yeah, that's Shaka Khan. Wrong artist. Okay, so let's get to Charlyce and let her know what we do. Listen, Charlyce is an accomplished concert vocalist. She loves to bring joy to people through her music with a vocal range that melds classic R&B with contemporary jazz. Charlyce adds her own stylistic creativity to compositions by such chart toppers as Anita Baker. Man, y'all got to hear her sing Sade. And listen, she makes men cry. Bill Withers, she's done Luther Vandross and other legendary singers. She has wowed audiences at several of our Orlando area venues, including the famed Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. She's been at jazz tastings, one of my favorite places to go and listen to good, solid sound music of artists. She's also been to what's known as the Blue Bamboo Center for the Arts. If y'all have not been to Orlando, you don't know these places. But if you've been to Orlando and you wanted a place of quality and excellence in music and its presentation, you know what I'm talking about. Charlyce performs a cappella with recorded backup sound or with her talented band. She's just diverse. She can do both. A cappella, she can just go. Now, the group includes 2 keyboardists, a drummer, bass, and a lead guitar player, saxophonist, and backup singers. Together, she and this band deliver classy, up-tempo performances that gets audiences, 1, on their feet, but 2, in their feelings, okay? From the second she takes that microphone and gets on the floor until the final song, Charlyce gives everyone the best she's got. Now, Charlyce has been known for her mission, and her mission is that she believes that in life is to not only uplift audiences and spirits through her music, but to encourage everyone within the sound of her extraordinary voice to live a whole and healthy and fulfilling life. Her passions for others' well-being is fueled by a lifetime of serious health challenges. She's faced some pretty big issues, and yet through her faith and the things that she's faced, she's persevered, and faith had brought her through. Now, at a certain point, Charlyce underwent a very life-saving kidney transplant. I witnessed that, was a part of that in her life, and I can tell you right now, it was an experience that strengthened not only her devotion to faith and Christianity, but even mine. She also inspired herself to share her story and encourage people to give the ultimate gifts of life, such as organ donating, which I must admit, after my experience and then experiencing her testimony, I too changed my license to become such a donor. Years later, Charlyce's health took even a sudden turn for the worse when she suffered a stroke while driving. Miraculously, she didn't lose control of the car and was able to drive to a hospital. Now, many of y'all hear me joke about, Jesus taking the wheel. Please bring me off screen, please. On screen, please. Many of y'all hear me joke oftentimes about, Jesus taking the wheel. Y'all know I don't believe that Jesus is going to take the wheel. This may be one of the few instances where I would be made to beg to differ. All right. But when she did take that that experience she encountered, she suffered a stroke while she was driving. And again, miraculously, she did not lose control of her car. And she was able to drive to a hospital, paralyzed on the left side of her entire body. Charlyce faced living the life of an invalid. But through sheer determination, and this determination we both share, and an unwavering faith in Messiah, Charlyce eventually recovered, literally. This was a defining moment for her. She must live her life with purpose and passion. And she has done that. And that's why I want to experience her with you today. She is currently doing that through both her singing. She's also a motivational speaker while she's still undergoing the medical treatments of dialysis days a week after the donated kidney that had sustained her had failed her. Now, Charlyce waits for a new donor for a kidney. She stays focused on sharing her music and her life's story in the hope of inspiring people to take care of their health and the health of others they love. Charlyce is an encouragement and a testimony of how faith in Elohim works when the world has no answers. Charlyce is someone that I've loved to listen to, and I want you to get this opportunity before we get started any further and go any deeper. I want you to hear this song. This is a song that she has on her album. We're going to be talking about 3 of her albums today, and at least 2 of them. And then her book, which I'm very upset with her about because I don't have a copy. We're going to talk about that later when she gets off the microphone. But would you guys listen to this song for me as we prepare for Charlyce's arrival?
Please don't leave me alone. Without you, I'm unknown. Without you,
You've seen it all, who I was and who I've been. The facts are before you, and whatever you decide about me is fair. Yeah, yeah. A flawless performance is nothing to you, it's a heart-shattered life, ready for love, you always notice. Unbutton my lips and I will ask for forgiveness. You promised me, please accept this song of apology. I'm sorry that when I heard you, I didn't listen to your heart. Only wanting what's best for me, you did your part. And oh, how sweet your pursuit for me. It's never ending for me. You're generous in love, so I'm expecting your grace. You've seen the full extent of my evil, but please don't turn your face. Don't throw me out with the trash or fail to breathe your spirit into me. God, make a fresh start in me. Make a fresh start in me. My life is a mess. Let's have a Genesis week together. Give me a clean heart and I will stay with you forever. You're needed more than anyone and anything in this entire universe. Loose these chains I've allowed. Break this generational curse. I know just how bad I've been because my sins are staring me down. And I know I've been out of touch with you for a long, long time. Long, long time. But send your mercy and send your grace to enter me. Conceive a new life built on your purpose for eternity. Please, please don't leave me alone. Without you, I'm unknown. Without you, yes. Don't
All right, listen here. Y'all done heard it. And that right there is why I love this woman. Oh, God, I love her voice. I don't know about y'all, but did you hear? Y'all can come off mic if y'all want to. If y'all got enough on here, y'all want to give compliment and say, hey, that was good, or that was nice, or that was quiet. I didn't hear it, something.
Fire. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Absolutely beautiful. Best kept secret.
Thank you. Best kept secret. I promise you.
Amazing.
The vocal, the range. She's only like 2.5 foot tall by 16 inches wide, but she got range. I'm messing with you, Charlyce. Charlyce, hit your mute button on your phone. I know you're new to Clubhouse, but she is my best kept secret. One of my very best friends. She's married to, and makes her my best friend. I love her to pieces. We've sang to each other through crisis, and I still think she is the best kept secret in Christendom. And if she should ever decide to give herself over to full throttle R&B or jazz, she will do amazingly. I want to take opportunity to present to others, introduce to some, the amazing Charlyce Simmons. Charlyce Simmons, and we're so honored that you're here with us today. Charlyce, we talked about your mission a little bit here. We talked about your vision. We talked about the things that you are trying to accomplish in the world. We talked about what you've been through. My first encounter with you was it with your husband? Was it with St. Louis? Was it with St. Louis?
Probably. I can't even remember our exact first time, but I'm so sure he was there.
No, he was there, but I think it was church. I think I might have met you first through your great parents, Bishop and Pastor Bishop Edward and Pastor Carolyn Thomas of the Rainbow Church in Orlando, one of the best ministries you're going to be able to go to for the all-around experience of Messiah. Good word, good music. I hate to do this, but your father was a trumpeter. Oh yes, that part. And then you had another great bishop with you there too, Bishop who just did my daughter's wedding, Bishop Cliff Morris. He pretty much, did he teach himself how to play the organ?
I believe so.
I believe he did too. I mean, he's just a dynamic man. And then there's your mother. Oh my gosh. Then there's Pastor Carol, who can sing anything. Okay, typically. And then you are that 2.3.0. So you got all that combined inside of you, and it's just been hanging out and blowing out of you and I didn't know who you were. You were doing the devotions. And I'm like, what? What? I'm like, what? And then I watched you with LaRue Howard. I've heard you with Mika King. Then I heard one of you, and then we heard what you had done, and being a part of your album releases. Talk about your album releases. Let's talk about the music first, and then we'll talk about the book, and we'll talk about some more. What brought you and gave you the passion for the music that you sing? And y'all, when I say this, I'm talking a lot, but I'm gonna give her the floor, I promise you. When you hear her sing, just like the song you just heard, the name of that song, if I got it right, I don't want to mess it up, is no, don't tell me. I got it. The name of that song is A Song of Apology. Charlyce, talk to me about that song, because you sing from your soul and you sing words that, like I sing, I come out of prayer and my prayer leads me into a song. You do pretty much that same thing. Where's that come from? What's that about for you?
That is exactly where that song comes from. It comes from the songs. And David was, repenting and feeling so far from God at the time. And I felt like I didn't actually write this song. My good friend Jarian Felton, him and his wife are like my number one fans besides you. And they absolutely, he just was like, no, we got to do something with your voice. Your voice is like a Jill Scott type of. And so when he went in to write that song, that's what he had on his mind, a Jill Scott type ballad. And that's what he came back out with. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do?
What you supposed to do with that, right?
I was a little intimidated at first, but I think once I began to sing and he began to talk to me about how he got it from the song, it brought me to a place where we've all been to this place before. Like, God, do not leave us, please. We're nothing without you. We can't function without you. We've always been to that point where we feel far from God, and we just want him to restore everything back in right order. My relationship with you, let's just have a whole week a whole time together to refresh. And that's where that song really came from. It all started with the idea of, hey, I want to write you a Jill Scott type ballad. And he just switched it up and got that song and put it into words. And I said, all right, I'm doing it. So when I sing it, now I know where he was coming from when he wrote it, and where I know that we've all been at one point in our life or will be.
You're so right about it, because when we begin to sing these songs and we begin to cry out to him in such a way, in a vein that makes, I guess, him really get the glory, you find that you are in a place in many instances and your soul doesn't know anything other to do but cry out. The beauty of it, when you cry out, it comes out like a hummingbird. Okay. So, that's the joy for me that I've had the privilege of experiencing with you. And, and in many instances, also the pleasure of experiencing myself. But here's the catch. I want to ask this question of you. When he gave you that song, did you do the Jill Scott thing? He loves me. He moves me. Did you do it? Were you tempted to do it? Because does anybody come on Clubhouse? Did anybody else hear the Jill song, the Jill in there? But truly, it was all Charlyce in that. Did y'all hear that?
Yes. I had to make it my own because I love Jill Scott. I do, but I didn't necessarily hear her. When I sing, I don't hear her. Let me put it that way.
No, you don't.
Other people do.
Right.
And I love her. She's great. So I'm so glad.
But she ain't you.
You know what?
She ain't you. She is not you. I love Jill. She's from my same city and hometown. Love her. Got her music, all her albums. That's just like I got all of yours. But you are not Jill. Matter of fact, I want people to know you because of who you are. And it's in there. But you knock it at the park. Now, before I just keep bragging about you and people think I'm just being, off, talk about this experience you had. Now, I know that I was there with you when you'd gone through one of your issues way back when. Talk about how you've come through and how your experiences in life have literally affected the way that you now minister. I mean, take us from the time you were a child and how you sang with Mom and them and all these other great people, because y'all had a lot of great people coming through your church. I mean, you got Elder, what's her name? Elder, oh my God, how am I forget Elder? Elder Conway.
Jean Lamar.
Jean, Elder, yes. Say her name again. You got
Lamar Conway.
You have some of the greatest musicians and vocalists coming out of your church, and you just sat under all of that. Talk about the transition for you from the time of being in church. You can even talk about when you got tired of church and got free from church, which is why we still want to be friends for life. But what that was like for you as a young child coming up under all that greatness and your previous bishop before Bishop Thomas took over and Bishop Morris took over. How was that transition for you? Share a little bit about that for us, because we can get a feel for how now you sing the way you sing and why you sing what you sing.
So I was young when the transition kind of took place. I remember we used to be down the street at Gorman Memorial. I was a little girl, but I remember when we marched down Bruton Boulevard to our new building. I was 9 at that point. So by the time my dad took over, I believe I was going to high school. I was like 9th grade, like 14, 15. And Debbie Wesley was also one of my, and Sue Love.
Okay.
Those were the type of people that came. She was our piano teacher because we have a church school as well.
Yes.
And so I went to school there from 2nd to 8th grade. After 8th grade, once I got to 9th, then I went on to West Orange. But I went to school there. So I was around all these people all day. Debbie Wesley, we had a great music. She was the minister of music back then, between her and Elder Conway.
Right.
She also was. Everybody famous that came into town.
Everybody famous. John P. Key, Kirk Franklin. Who's that young boy now? Had preachers, Commission. Fred Hammond. That's where I saw Fred them at. Everybody who was anybody in the music business came through there. Who's that? Dietrich Haddon. Everybody who comes through there. Yeah, the Rainbow Church. And y'all had that stage too. Y'all had the stage for music too. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all had it before anybody else had it. I'll say that. Go.
It's a huge stage, and it has what you call those things? It has the curtains. And back then, the curtain out, we got to get them fixed right now.
Yes, you do.
Nobody else had curtains. That just was not a thing in church. So we could close it and you open it, and I can remember going to see the John P. Key concert all the time. He was there every year, it seemed like. And I was, as a little girl, I was so excited, and I loved to sing. I was into music. And at a young age, we had an opportunity, our choir. It was so good that when Patti LaBelle came in town to do a taping out at Disney,
That's right.
she called for our choir.
That's right.
And I was still just like 10 or 11, so I was really too young to go. So I asked Elder Conway, I said, can I please go and sing with you all? And she gave me permission to go. And I still remember going out and doing that recording with Patti LaBelle. She was one of the first superstars I ever sung with. And all of those things, I think, shaped me into the person that I am today, the singer that I am. My voice has changed a little,
yes,
you know, but when you ask my mom or all of the different people that used to listen to me, they have always told me how I've always been able to sing and on pitch, and it was just always dead on. And you know, I can hear everybody part, and I can sing everybody part. And that was so fascinating to my parents, especially. And so they used to put me in talent shows. You could just tell that I was the kid with it. You know how some people just got it, and then because I have a musical family. Everyone that you do,
every one of your families in music. If it ain't the drum, the keyboard, the organ, the trumpet, the vocals, alto. Exactly. And you got the altos in your family, Minister Wanda, who do not deny their calling.
Yeah.
Okay, of being a soprano. So the sopranos don't come down to be altos. They don't play that radio over there. Okay, go ahead. I'm just putting that out there for them who don't know.
Gifted like that, like my good friend Vanessa.
Hey, hold it. No, say her name. Say her name.
Vanessa Hawkins.
Say your best friend one more again.
My best friend Vanessa Hawkins.
If y'all have never heard a real soprano,
wait a minute.
Listen here.
Yes, God.
Listen to Elohim be glory for the sounds that come out and the octave and the runs that come out of that mouth. And that's your best friend. So yes, you are around people like this all day, every day, eating barbecue and throwing shells.
Oh my God.
Y'all just break out, you know, you got some, yeah, Vanessa, I've heard, listen, Vanessa, listen, that's another voice, another great, well-kept secret. All right, go ahead. Finish your story. I'm sorry. I had to make sure we got a plug for her too.
It's okay. I don't even know where I was. Oh, I was talking about it's 10 of us and 5 boys, 5 girls. Everyone plays an instrument or they sing. Now, so everybody in my family is talented, but you know, there's always that one that stick out. It's not a career for everybody else. It is my career. It's my gift. It's my passion. It's what I've been doing since I could talk. So we've always known that I would be a singer. As a matter of fact, everybody who went to church with me will tell you when I was a baby, I had a different cry than from that's just how deep it is. My cry was different. I'm like, really?
Was it on? Was your cry perfect pitch? Which one was it?
According to them, it was very high and piercing. And oh wow, everybody would just be like, in the church would be like, get
it outside, take it to the children's church. So let me ask you a question: Who all have you sung with? I know Patti LaBelle. Give me a litany so people understand that we're not just talking about somebody we're trying to hype up here and put on a program because I control the platform. I don't just bring folk up to bring folk up because, you know, it's what it is. This individual I have long believed should have been exposed, but again, timing and everything, and Yahweh's got his perfect timing. I'm gonna do my part today. This platform belongs to you. Give us an idea of some of the talents. I can run them, but I want you to run them, and if you forget them, I'll remind you because I know.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I need help. Vanessa, somebody help me type something. Who I sung with? Let's see. Kim Burrell. Daniel Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He is like he used to be like the leader of Israel Houghton's New Breed. Of course, LaRue Howard.
LaRue!
CeCe Tennille, Jabari Clay, Clint Brown.
Yes.
I just, wow.
Yeah. Keep going. You ain't done yet. Keep going.
Give me some more names.
I remember something with Martha. You were doing something with Martha Manuzzi at one point. You were doing something there with that.
Well, I did do something. I cannot remember.
See, that's why you need friends. Where you at, Vanessa? Help this woman out. I don't even know if you can help her. You got real friends. But you know, there are so many people that you have been, you know, anytime that someone would come in to sing, especially at El Bethel, you were always like the demand of that command. And people don't know that most people who really do finally get to step out into that front line, you know, I was talking with you the other day about who was that? Tony Braxton's sister. Tamar Braxton. She was a backup for so long.
Mm-hmm.
For so long, and then when she finally came to the forefront, nobody knew that she had been in this industry putting in work for 30-40 years. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's the thing with you. And I'm like, if they can do it, and I think you sing, if not better, equal to, or if not better, we should make sure that people know that about you as well. So in the singing, you've sung with all these different artists, gospel artists that we've known. And I know for a fact, whenever I go to a concert at El Bethel, which, by the way, y'all, back in the day was the stage of all stages in Central Florida for any big events, and John P. Key was there to numerous times. And to me, John P. is literal legendary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he come to Philly with us, you know, at Crusaders and back up in the day. So whenever he come, you're in that mix. You're up there and jamming with them, and everybody else who's come through. Who you got other friends too. I don't want to call them names out, but Teron Berry, Madeline Berry.
I said Madeline.
You said Madeline. I didn't hear you say Madeline, but okay.
Oh,
Madeline Berry.
Right.
Vanessa hit us. Thank you, Vanessa. You've worked with who was that? Mika King when she was putting out albums, quality work. You've been with
I do Kalila Ford.
Thank you.
She's done, Darwin Brascombe.
Mm-hmm. It's been a lot. So this is people. You're not new to this. This is not some new thing. This is from your soul. And then you've been through all those processes, those different groups for all these years, and then going through interruptions with the medical issues.
Yeah.
How's that affected you from that little girl with that high pitch, taking a children's church, and you know, throwing her up in the choir, elder, the elders telling you, come sing, girl, come sing. How's that shifted when now you're not singing on the stage because you're in a choir presentation, but now you're singing from your soul because you have to make sure you have him in your face?
Exactly. And that's so good. The medical thing, I used to say this. I stopped saying it because I know your words have meaning. But I used to say every time it's time for me to do something big or take that next big step, or here comes something happening. Every time it seems like it always happens that way in my life. First, you know, it was the kidney failure. And a lot of people don't know this story. I don't really talk about it much, but I just remember I had a group named Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me and 3 of my friends, and we sung, and we were getting ready to sign a contract with T-Boss from TLC. It was her dad, and he had like a music company here. And we were getting ready to sign a contract with them. And all of a sudden I got sick. And of course, all of that had to go out the door because it wasn't just a regular sick where you in and out of the hospital. No, it was kidney failure. And I was probably in the hospital for maybe a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of that just went away. That was the first thing. And then I, of course, got a transplant in 1999. God is so faithful because I had that transplant for 20 years, although they like to tell you, oh, it may only last for 5 or 8.
Hallelujah.
Mine lasted for 20. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we do.
And then, of course, during that time, I had total hip replacement, because the medications you take stops the blood flow from going through your joints. And now my hip joint is completely unusable. So we had to do a total hip replacement. That right there, I'm going to put a pin right there, because that's the one where I started saying, God, I'm done. I'm tired. Why every time I turn around, something wrong with me? I'm the type of person, I don't like to question God. I don't ask him. I think that he knows what's right. He knows what's best. Just grin and bear it and walk through or whatever. But when this happened, I was only 21. I was like, Lord, this is just too. Are you serious right now? What am I supposed to do with this? Up in a nursing home, I'm 21, and I'm in the nursing home in a wheelchair, cannot walk, can't do for myself. That thing, it tore me down. It tore me down. I had never been at that point before, and that's when it had to be real. I was like, all right, God, I need you. I can't do this without you. And so from there on, I recovered finally slowly from the hip replacement.
But how did that affect your faith, Charlyce, at that time? I know you're asking God. So were you ever at that point where you were about to say, man, to all of this? Talk to me.
I was just tore up on the inside, but I never got to the point where I was just like, Joe, wife, would just curse God and die. No, it was never like that.
Good.
It was like halfway. It was like, God, I trust you, but why are you doing this to me? I hate, it was more of a depression.
So you was in between Job and Job's wife.
Right.
He was in the middle somewhere. Okay.
Right. But knowing, because of my foundation has always been in the word. Ever since I was a little girl, that's all I've known. And it was like, I can't do nothing without him. So even if I tried to be like, screw this and go, and then what? Does it make your situation any better? I'm one of those type of people, I think and analyze everything. If it's not gonna make my situation better, then I'm just don't worry about it. So I was just more of a depression that I went through. And I think when I got better and got out of that wheelchair, oh, Jesus, then that's when things shifted and I turned my focus and I said, all right, God, I got to be real with you. I got to, have a real relationship. A lot of times when we're growing up, people think we say because our parents are the pastors. And what that mean? No. I needed a personal relationship. This couldn't be every relationship or Carol, because they were already praying for me. They were doing everything they knew how to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you come to the point where you realize, God, I just need you. You're going to have to do this for me. If you don't, then ain't nothing going to get done. So me and God came to an understanding. And then I carried on. And I think I got married after that.
I think you got married. I think you got married. I think that guy is okay.
That whole episode actually played to, I can look back now and say, okay, Lord, did you really do that just so I can meet my husband? This is the thing. My husband had an accident in 2001, broke both his legs, busted out his hip. So he had to have that surgery. He couldn't walk, of course. So by the time he came to our church and met me in 2002, I was just going to therapy. And I promise you, his first lines to me were, hey, how you doing? He saw me on crutches. And I said, hi, I'm good. And he was like, hey, if you ever need any help with your therapy or anything, just let me know.
This Negro, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You broke down on crutches and he ain't got no legs and no hip. He looking at you like, hey, girl, what's your name? Was y'all in church?
We was in church.
Was you on your way to the altar? He had already been through his treatment, his therapy. So he was back up and walking. You would have never known that he had been through, because I had no idea. I thought, who is this trying to talk to me in the foyer? And he was fine. He looked absolutely fine. Wait, no, you held up. What you said was he was fine. Now you're trying to play all dignified. No, he was absolutely fine health-wise. Go ahead and say it, girl. The man was fine. Go ahead, tell it like you know it, because I'm gonna tell him when I see him later.
My baby, I love him.
And he loves you. I promise you that.
Yes, sir.
But so go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the story, but I want to make sure you got that part straight.
that's really how we met, because he came there with another young lady. And so once she kind of left and moved on or whatever happened, yeah, but he's that type of person. He's very nice and talkative. So he did come up to me and introduce himself and talk to me. And I was like, hey, how you doing? You know, so actually that's how it all started with me and him. And
so everybody, I want y'all to understand this, that when you are going through your worst and what you think are your most debilitating moments, Yahweh will send you somebody to help you with your therapy. You hear me? I credit Wanda Floyd for that. She put that on the Facebook post. She said, help her with the therapy, sir.
Yeah, he will help me with my therapy. I think you're going to help me with my, you think you sleep.
And hasn't stopped since.
Hasn't stopped since, you know, I didn't, that was very prophetic, I guess, because let me tell you, after that, we got married in 2003. So we've been married, it'll be 20 years next year. So in 2009, that's when the big thing, big devastation hit us. We just came back from, I made the top 20 for, what is the name of that show? Sunday's Best.
Sunday's Best, you did. That's right. That's what I want to remember. You did do Sunday's Best.
New show
back then, yeah.
It was like their second season, and I made top 20. Mm-hmm. Now all of these people, these singers that's in Orlando, and they were there too. Mm-hmm. And they did, and as they were walking out their room, I said, "Oh my God, I am not gonna make it. If they make it, I know I ain't gonna make it." I made it to the top 20, but then after that, of course, they let me go. So, anyways, we went home. And again, God knows what's best, because just a week later, that's when I was driving down Pine Hills Road and had a brain hemorrhage. Well, that's what they call it. I'm not sure what the difference is between the stroke and the brain hemorrhage, not exactly, but I had a brain hemorrhage. I bled out on my left side, motor skills.
I remember.
Just on the motor skills. And I didn't drive myself to the hospital. The ambulance, I actually had to stop because I was so scared. I thought I was getting ready to pass out, but I didn't. I picked up the phone. I called my husband. He called 911. Everybody showed up at the same time. My mom, my husband, and 911. They took me out to Advent Health, and you know the story because he called you.
He called 911. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening.
He did. He was devastated. He didn't know what to do. And I mean, I was scared, but I tell people when they put me in that ambulance, the first thing I did was started singing, "I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you, oh my soul rejoice." I still remember that so clear.
Yeah.
And partly I wanted to make sure my voice was still good, and it was. So I was like, yes, I'm good there.
You know, you got to be dedicated to your craft. In a crisis, you checking to see if your vocal cords are still good. Chick, you know what? You know what? She like, wait a minute. She said, hold up, I'm bleeding out, but wait a minute, is my move? Did you really doing that in the middle of an accident? Oh my goodness.
I really did sing "I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice" right in the back of that ambulance. And they took me on out there, and I was trying to stay calm too, partly because once I had no idea what was happening.
Right.
We just knew I could not move on my left side. Once they got me there, of course, they did the CT scan, the MRI, the neurologist walks in. You're there by this time. You were the first person.
I was there. Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh, you've had a brain." He actually said, "There's good news and bad news. What you want first?" I'm like, "Sir, just tell me what's wrong." You've had a brain hemorrhage, but we do not have to do surgery. So the not having surgery was the good part. So I said, "Okay, what does that?" He said, "Normally when you bleed out on your brain like that, your brain will just absorb that blood back. The only issue is they had no idea if I would get my mobility back."
Mm.
And I looked at him like, "Oh, okay, don't worry, I'm gonna get it back because I'm not staying here in this bed." And that was the start of we call it the tragic year, but it actually, God knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that's
when I married Alonzo, he was absolutely the right person. He never once left my side.
Not once.
Not once. You are not even allowed. So when you have a stroke or a brain hemorrhage or anything like that, people aren't allowed to come in and just see you, visit you at the hospital. It's only like 2 at a time, maybe, possibly. And they have you in like an operating/patient room. Mm-hmm. It was back in the ICU, intensive care. because at any moment, she explained to us, if anything happened, we got to be prepared to go right into surgery.
That's right.
And I said, okay. So my husband, he was not supposed to stay there. He would not leave.
He wouldn't leave.
Finally just was like, you know what? Would you like me to bring you a pillow, sir? Because I see you're not going to leave.
Lonzo was like, look, I found you on crutches, chick, and we going to be together till we fix we ain't even finished fixing the leg. We not leaving nowhere till my work is done.
Yeah, so you stayed there with me, and God is faithful.
I remember
I recovered slowly. Of course, I started therapy. It was a long journey.
It was.
But I'm walking.
Hey,
I'm
and that's the thing.
What I need to do.
And that's the thing, Charlyce, when you begin to realize who did it and how it got done. I remember coming up there. He said he dialed 911. He said you called him or something, and then he said he said his first call was to me. And we were in conference at El Bethel. We had convocation. We had just recently had one, at least, and we had gotten introduced to each other. Y'all have been to our church several times, and I remember us having a singing night. We just sang. We were supposed to have been preaching, but we couldn't even, like y'all had on Sunday, with when the presence of God is just so present, the preacher can't even preach. And I think you and El Bethel came over, Carol and Eddie and everybody. We just had a wonderful time. But I remember coming into that area again, and most of the doctors knew me at Advent anyway, because I'm always up there. And they like, okay, well, Apostle's here. So that I ran back into the room, and you were sitting there, and we were just looking, and you were singing. And all I could do was to sing the song that we had sung so long together at El Bethel and at CFC at that time. And it was, I will bless the Lord, oh my soul. And the part that was sticking with us was, and all that is within me, bless his. And I think I had preached that time at your church. When we sing that song, we're saying whatever's inside of you should bless Yahweh. Your heart should bless Yahweh. Your brain matter should bless Yahweh. And that's what you're telling yourself. And the next thing I know, Charlyce is singing the song. We're in there singing the song. And Zoe over here in tears, out of her view, we're just sitting there. And it was one of the most electrifying moments of my life.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Just us.
Yeah.
Singing and crying out from every orifice of our body and organ of our body and area of our soul to the Father, telling him, we will bless you. You have done great things. And then to see the progression and come out of it and everything like that, and so we're not telling this story like a sob story, y'all. Nah.
No, God is good.
This ain't no sob story. This is the witness of what it's remember, Charlyce, the old mothers, especially in your church, they used to say, you can't make me doubt him because I know
too much about him.
So you were transitioned into that at an early age.
Right.
And so I've always said, whenever I listen to you sing, I see people who do devotions and praise and worship and put their albums out and stuff like that because they can sing. You're a bit unique to me, not just because you actually can sing and you don't even know why you can sing, but though you practice your skill set and your gift, I know you're singing from a place in your soul that's a bedrock.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me love what you do when you sing, knowing where you've come from and that you shouldn't be where you are based on the situations you've been through, like many of us, but very few get to stand on the grand stage like you do and then let it come out of your voice. And people, when they listen to you, I watch people. I was at jazz tastings. I was somewhere else when you were singing too. And you would sing the song and the people would it was different. They just stop and just stare. You ain't but 2.5 feet tall, and they stare up at you like you a giant. And I'm like, I get that. I completely get that. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you won't think that this interview is just some childish, rant. Because when you got something to say for real, there's certain psalmists when they sing, you know where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you to me are one of those. So you got these albums out. Okay, now I don't, you know me and Christmas and how I do, and you do your thing, but she does have a one of those things back in the day, years ago. Tell us about the albums that you've put forth and the type of work that you're doing right now.
So I've done, I think it's 3 albums. The first one actually was a little EP that I did. But it still counts. But what I did was I took those same songs and then put them on actual official CD. So the title of that CD is All of Me. And it was my first live recording, actually.
Mm-hmm. I was there. Sure. I was there. They had to tell me to be quiet. You singing too loud in the front row, Mr. Man with the bald head.
So there's that one. And then, of course, I have the Christmas CD. Don't be that way.
I ain't gonna mess with you about your Christmas CD, but go ahead and tell it, because some people, they be on here acting like they don't do Christmas, but they do Christmas the way. Talk about your Christmas CD and what Christmas, you do with it.
My dad, that's his favorite holiday.
It is.
So in our household, you know, like I said, it was 10 of us, right? So Christmas was always a big deal. We decorate. We always have a night where we bake cookies and we decorate. The boys help Dad hang the Christmas tree. This is a big 2-story house. So he needs help hanging the lights and stuff on the outside. We're inside with Mom baking, doing the Christmas tree. And it's always kind of just been a tradition, even up until now. We still do that.
It's a tradition.
Grandkids to let them do it.
Yeah.
And so Christmas is a special place, and I love Christmas music, even though there was a time where I didn't really like Christmas that much. It was like Christmas is for kids anyway. It ain't really for adults. That's how I've kind of felt. But Christmas music, that's a different thing. I love it because I can jazz it up. And most people know I love jazz.
Yes, you do.
I have a neo soul type jazzy voice. So that's why I did a Christmas CD, because it's easy to jazz that music up, and I ain't got to try to write a whole song myself. Just take somebody, they already did it, and jazz it up. Christmas CD is wonderful. Everyone loves it.
Yes, they do.
And the last CD was Essence of Charlyce.
Hey,
that's what you heard, the Song of Apology. That was from that. That was all me. I feel like it was with the live recording. Taryn Berry produced that.
Yes.
One, and we did, it was praise and worship. And I love praise and worship. That's my thing. But with the Essence of Charlyce, I felt like it was more of my sound. It was my essence. It's how I sound when I sing. It's everything. So all of these 3 CDs, yeah, I said that right. Then there is a book.
There's a book.
I'm going to get Apostle Jones a copy of. And it is titled All of Me, My Journey to Yes. So everything we talked about today, it speaks of those topics, and it goes into details, a couple of dates and times, and gives you more of a backstory and an in-depth look at everything I had to go through day to day. Ooh, it was pretty good. It got emotional while I was writing it, but I was so glad that I wrote it and I did it. And I think we released that. And Vanessa, I thought that was the first album. I
was asking what she was saying too. I said your friend Vanessa done popped up on screen talking about you forget too much. You better talk about that first album. What's going on with
I thought the first album was. It's basically the 3 songs that's on the All of Me album. I did an EP.
You did an EP.
And those are so it's like I Got You, Every Eye. Okay, Every Eye is not on there. You're right. So you might want to get that separate.
Okay.
Dave Morrison produced that.
Dave Morrison, my God, that's my buddy.
I'm telling you, that man. I just want to pull out my hair when he say, I'm like, would you stop, please?
Isn't he? Ooh, you know how he do that? That's my guy.
That's my guy. Yeah, it was just a 3-song EP that we wanted to put out. So it was I Got You, Every Eye, Only You. Yes, thank you, Jesus. There you go. Yes, I'm sorry, Vanessa. So
she's right. That's why you got friends.
You're right. And the title of that EP is I Got You. Okay. So then if you come back and get All of Me, you will get one of those songs on All of Me as well. But just
So
get all of
where can we go to get all this information from? We're going to come back and talk about that in a few seconds. But I want to ask one more question about where we can get all these things from you. And Dave Morrison, I promise you, if y'all never heard Dave Morrison, I promote him as well. That man's got an album that is timeless. Matter of fact, I need to call him, and it's personal.
Yeah.
It's personal. That was his album. It's personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I need to call him, because that right there, I need that album back. It's personal.
Right.
Listen, that man, look, some of y'all, look, that's Christian adult music. I promise you. You be you can listen.
Right.
But Charlyce, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You now have come through so much that you think your mission in life is to lift up people's spirits through your vehicle and your best known tool and your talent given you of Elohim. Why do you find it important to lift up these audiences that you've never known and people you've never seen and who are viewing you in archives and in live recordings? Why do you feel it important to lift up their spirits through your music?
Because someone lifted me up, and I feel like if God gave me the ability to be able to do, just like comedians, when they make people laugh, they feel like that's their God-given gift, and they're right to make people laugh. You always need laughter. So if I can lift your spirit through a song that the Lord gave me, or even if it's just an Anita Baker song that I'm singing, but you get touched. I've been different places. I had to do the national anthem for the National U.S. Transplant Games. So it's the same thing as the Olympics, except it's just with the transplant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on stage singing the national anthem. And so when I got down and I got through and we went out and we had to go walk and do, people kept walking up to me, oh my God, I got chill bumps. I got chill. I can't. The only way I can explain that is that's the Holy Spirit. It don't have to be a spiritual song necessarily, but it's the spirit in me.
Say that.
Out
say that again. I'm
Spirit
stopping you
that's
on
in me.
purpose. I'm gonna stop you one more again on purpose, and I need you to say that again to the world. I don't think people singing songs understand what you just said. It does not have to be a spirit. Say it again.
It does not have to be a spiritual song. For me, it was the national anthem, or then I started singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough. But it's the spirit that lives in me that when I open my mouth, he comes out. Because you know what? I had to come to that realization. Well, I said, Lord, what is happening? Why do people get chill bumps? And I'm singing what people consider secular music because I live in you, saith the Lord. And when you open your mouth, you're a light. When we walk into wherever we walking into a bar or a club or wherever we go, we should always be that light. I always pray that, Lord, let me be like a big sun walking into this club or wherever I'm going, because I have to perform different places. But the spirit that lives in me when I open my mouth comes out, and it lifts those people and their spirits, because God knows what everybody needs. I have no idea. So I just really do have to be open. I do have to stay open so I can hear and say, hey, don't do that song, do this one. All right, let me switch it, or let me move it, you do need to be open so that you can hear and be obedient so that God can use you. But we're all kingdom carriers. Now we can carry that kingdom everywhere.
And Charlyce, I know your lifestyle, so I know you live for the Father, but I also know you are a singer and you sing multiple genres. How was it for you? Kirk went through what he went through. Kirk Franklin, the commission went through what they went through. Dietrich Haddon went through what he did. What was it like for you being known in your region, in this Bible Belt of Central Florida, as a gospel songstress and songstress extraordinaire, and then having to, support yourself like you and this great man of yours do, you and your husband, in your music company, when you have to present your talent in a non-gospel environment?
It wasn't that difficult. I think because my parents were very supportive
That part.
of everything we did, and they helped us realize that it's just not the four walls of the church that need you, or that need all of us, all of my siblings. They were not as strict as some, because people think they pastors, so they was on us with a whip. No, not at all. They didn't play that. They have rules, but it was very balanced. It's very even. I tell people that all the time. I feel like in life, you need balance. You can't just be all Jesus all day. I mean, I said that wrong, because you do need Jesus all day.
I know. I'm sorry. No, I can't.
All religion
I can't.
all the time.
I can't let you say you wrong, because there is balance. There's good, there's evil, and we teach balance here in this ministry.
Exactly.
And I completely agree that when I would do good, evil is always present. It's going to rain on the just as well as the unjust. So you're going to get, you can't expect to live. You and I know from experience, being in wheelchairs for a year at a time and in hospitals back and forth, wondering if we're going to be okay. We've been doled something that many would consider evil and infirmity and affliction. I got to be able to deal with that as well as deal with when I'm having successes. That's balance. And if I got to make money over here in this environment, singing non-perverted and perverse songs, but they are not necessarily gospel classified. And if I carry the kingdom in me and I'm real about it, not using it as an excuse or some kind of a veneer, I don't need to be hearing from them who I hang out with on Sunday mornings talking about, oh, you the devil.
Right. And yeah, my parents were
never like that.
Very supportive. They come to all my
That's right.
Because my dad is a music major. He loves music.
That's right.
All types of music. Now, one thing I will say, you're not gonna find me up there singing. Okay.
Perverse.
I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be perverted.
I'm not gonna do it just because that's not my style of music. I don't even like to sing that. You know what I'm saying? So everything I do is always wholesome. It's inspirational.
A love ballad.
Uplifting. Mm-hmm.
A love ballad.
Oh yeah, I'll do one of those in a heartbeat. But to me, that's inspirational. Anything about love, that's what I'm all about. Love's Attitude. That's one of the songs on Essence of Charlyce. That's what I'm all about. Oh, I'll sing about love all day because I love my music and I love my family and I love my God.
Charlyce, because they think this is a recording. Would you do me a favor? I know you're not prepared for it, but do me a favor. Would you just hit me with a little bit of Anita Baker? Give me your best Anita Baker. Give me something from Anita Baker that you sing. Give me something, 30 seconds. Because they might not think you can really sing it. I want to make sure they hear you.
You don't want it to be the CD that you played?
I don't want it to be the CD I played. No, man.
Well, okay.
Just hit us with it.
What's my song? My capture. Caught up in the rapture of love. Nothing else can compare. When I feel the magic of you, the feeling's always new.
Y'all gonna act like y'all know. Y'all gonna act like she pulled that out her pocketbook just now. Y'all.
Yes, she did.
And she hit every note. She ran the whole line. Y'all to pay attention to the nuances. Girl, I can't do that. Love that. I love it.
More.
They want more. Exactly. Encore. Listen, Charlyce, we don't have a whole bunch of time, but I want to make sure we can get what you're doing. Your book talks about what you've been through. That's also out. Where can we find all of these? They lighten up. California said, yo, that was fire. They got 80 fires on there. Grice says she got skills. Wanda Floyd, a devotion leader herself, said, you better sing it. She acting all churchy. I told you, keep that church stuff off my platform, Wanda Floyd. Judith Rosenberg said, go, Charlotte Simmons. Listen, that was, yeah. And y'all, that's what I love about whenever she does something. I want to be there every chance I get. And I promise you, you have to be told about these things sometimes, because you get caught up in what the media mainstream is pushing and propagating, and you can miss some very beautiful, precious gems. And so my job is to make sure that you get to know this one. And it blesses my heart every time I hear them sing. That's just that right there. The excellence. If you heard the pitch, you because people sing and be off pitch. You know, they be off pitch, but they be singing like they in their shower. And
they need a ladder.
A ladder and a hoist and a crane. And the bucket got a hole in it. They're trying to carry it in. I'm just saying. But they're your devotion leaders. Loud, screaming at you, hollering at you. You better praise him. You know, and Charlyce is just like a sweet little hummingbird, like fly by your ears. Like, did I just hear that? You know, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And Charlyce, I love you. I hope that this demonstrates to you my absolute 100% joy and pleasure it is, and gratefulness to Elohim to have me born in the same time continuum as you.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, real talk. So awesome. Yeah. And that little bald-headed man, lusting after the crutches. I'm gonna call him the crutch luster.
I told him the story about how we first met on the crutches.
Oh, he's there with you now? Oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Hey there, sir. We're gonna talk about you in a minute. Love that, man. I love you. And you guys have done so many different wonderful things for the community. Whenever there's a need, you're always there. This man can cook. And Charlyce, if you don't mind sharing just a little bit of your stage with this, this man from St. Louis who was lusting after a pair of crutches in the church foyer. Hey there, Lonzo Simmons. Guys, would you welcome Lonzo Simmons, Charlyce's great husband, to the platform? Would you guys just say, hey, Lonzo?
Welcome, Lisa.
This man is a extraordinary, and I say that word for real because I've seen him do things with electricity most people should never dare to think about doing. He's lived through it. He's a journeyman in that right. He is a professional in every way. He does wonders with sound, which is why he and Charlotte get along so well. He knows music, and the only song he can sing is Tennessee Whiskey, but he sings it well. But what he does in a very quick snap here is this man makes a barbecue sauce. He's a chef too. He has a truck where he goes out and barbecues, and whenever the churches have events, conferences, he's the one that does the fish, the chicken, the lamb, the brisket. The man can cook. He from St. Louis. He gonna tell you that. All right. But he can do it. But he has a barbecue sauce out called Popeyes. I bought Popeye. My bad. Popeye. I bought it by the case. We'll keep buying it by the case. I got one bottle left. So we need to talk about that. So if y'all get a chance, how many flavors that Popeye come in?
We only got one flavor right now because we need y'all to help us to buy it. Once we sell all of this, then we do have a spicy one that they've already produced for us. We just haven't sent it to mass production.
I don't know what I got to do to get Popeye up on screen, but I promise y'all I'll make anybody want to know about it available. Listen, y'all, I put this on everything. I put the Popeye on my French toast. I put the Popeye on my Reese's Pieces. I put the Popeye.
I put the website in.
Charlyce put the website inside of the page.
Sorry, but it's the Facebook chat.
It's the Facebook chat. Yeah. Moderators, can y'all fix that to get it to the Clubhouse chat as well? But while we're doing that, Alonzo, thanks for letting us talk to your wife. And thank you for how you've taken care of her. I mean, for real. we don't have time to talk about.
She made it easy.
Oh, he did nice today.
You said she made it easy, sir?
Yes, she made it easy.
Well,
that's a message. We'll get into that later.
Did he just tell me? Did he just tell me wait till the message come out? That's what he just told me. Okay, that's a message. Oh, so that'll preach, huh? She made it easy.
Yeah, that's a message.
We can't wait to hear it, sir. Yes, and then make a song to it, and it better have a theme song. That's all I'm gonna say. It better have a theme song. But listen, seriously. You guys are an amazing couple to me. Not just you're my friends because you're amazing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Y'all know I'm bougie. I don't rock with just everybody. And y'all keep me grounded. Y'all keep me grounded, and I love being around you. Your energy is just basic. You're confidential. You're free of the foolishness of church, and you got good friends like Vanessa that you hang with, and you're cooking all day. I love it. Appreciate you guys. But Charlyce, we're gonna talk about your album and your book and your album. So how do we attain these wonderful things?
Okay, I put the website in the Facebook chat again.
Moderators.
I also see it at the top of the
Clubhouse.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm new. And it's just www.charlycemusic.com. I don't know if everyone can see that, but that is the actual website.
How about the one we got on Facebook? That work for you?
Yes, the one on Facebook.
That I got it right now.
That is it.
So if you're on Facebook, look at that, grab that. It is Charlyce or Alonzo Simmons, 407-808-6882. You guys can call there or go to charlycemusic@gmail.com. You can go to charlycemusic.com. Music is also available on iTunes and CD Baby. Listen, y'all, I promise you, some of y'all like to say, well, Apostle, where do you get your smooth flow from? And you be trying to, I steal from her. I repent, Yahweh. She allows me to borrow. I sample Charlyce. How about that? How about we say that way? And while I'm eating my Popeyes on my fried fish on Fridays.
I know that's right.
That's it. I promise you. My only problem with Popeye and my only problem with the eatery issue is that they like to sell baby fries. I'm just waiting on them to get some adult fries.
Always bringing up old stuff.
The baby fries. It was just the baby fries. You can't have a fry inch long.
One time.
It was one time. Well, Charlyce, is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience that we've put together today? This will be on replay, so this can be heard and re-seen again. How much are your albums, and where can they go to get them again?
So now my music is available for download, iTunes or CD Baby, any music outlet, Google Music. You can go to any music, type in my name, and my music should pop up. If there's anything you cannot find, then it is definitely on my website, charlycemusic.com. My book is exclusively on the website, or if you ever meet me in person. I want to thank the audience for tuning in today and listening to us. And I want to thank you, Apostle Jones, for having me. This was very nice. Everyone doesn't, I did a podcast about a week ago about fans versus supporters. There are people, you have a lot of fans that press the like or the love button, but when it's time to support and come out to the concert or buy a CD or buy a book, they miss it. So I want to say thank you, because you are definitely a supporter and a fan and a friend.
I appreciate you for saying that, but that's another message right there. I think we need to get together. Can we do a whole ministry on that when you do the songs for fan versus supporter, and I'll do the message, or Zoe can preach it.
Let's do it.
Or Zoe can preach it. Zoe, that's a message too, sir.
You're not laughing. He's always laughing. You can preach it. He got something else to preach.
I'll preach. Yes, sir. He got the word. We're gonna preach that one. Fan versus supporter. It's very, very true. And for me, if I'm going to ever be a fan of yours, And I know that you got something to offer the world. I need to make sure you're able to take that gift to other platforms. And if I help you build the platform, I know you'll produce exactly what made me fall in love with what you do. So guys, we're so glad. Again, we're going to keep it up on the screen. It is charlycemusic.com. Also on Clubhouse, we've got the home page for Popeye barbecue sauce. I promise you, you go get that sauce. Y'all gonna be like, Apostle, listen here, man. I tell you what. Listen, Apostle. Listen, it's very good. And I say this again, only because it's true, not because of some fake push to get stuff going a certain way. All right, everybody, it's been a joy talking with you, moderators. While we're preparing to let this thing go, I want to just make sure you guys are ready. Mods, please remember, there is a reason that Yahweh puts people in our lives. Charlyce is a songstress. I think that you will be literally blessed by. It is so good to hear that some of you have already downloaded. Who's that? Someone says, I downloaded both albums. Oh, that's awesome. Yahweh be praised. You're going to be blessed. I promise you. Tell me what you think after you get up off the floor from the napkin ministry. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So Yahweh be praised. Guys, if you get a chance, go enjoy this Clubhouse. Go enjoy it. It'll bless your soul. She's actually new to Clubhouse. So she might even do some rooms where she does a little something. I'm going to teach her. We're going to show her how to make herself accessible in these Clubhouse streets. Listen, don't get caught up out here with these jokers, because they be out here fussing and tripping and arguing and complaining. You hit the wrong key. Why you ain't hit the key of E instead of going to G like you did right there? You know, I don't even know what to say about Clubhouse, but I love life and people. So Charlyce Simmons, thank you so very much for availing us the opportunity to speak with you in your busy schedule. Where are you performing next? You got anything coming up right now that we need to know about?
I do have an Anita Baker show coming. The only issue is I don't have a date yet. It's possibly December 3rd. October 23rd, which is my birthday, I will be doing a little mini concert at my church, El Bethel Temple.
El Bethel Temple? Is that on the website? It's on the webpage?
I'm going to put it on there.
Now you are, you betcha. Okay. And listen, if you guys have never, did y'all hear her just do Anita Baker just now? Did y'all hear that? Come on, y'all, come off mic. Let me know.
Yes, we did. Yes, I did.
She does Anita Baker does it for real.
We do all of the classics.
Listen, if she's doing it in your area, you want to be there. And then if she's doing all of Charlyce or the essence of Charlyce or all of me, you need to be there too. I promise you, you'll be blessed by it. Thanks again, Charlyce Simmons. We're so glad and honored to have you with us today. It's been our literal joy. We're going to let you go in our can clapping. We meant that from our heart, though.
I appreciate it.
Yes, you do. So moderators, would you tell us why we're here today?
Thank you, Apostle. What a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Miss Charlyce. And most certainly, I have followed you on the Clubhouse. I'm encouraging everybody that's here to please follow her. Also, take note of all the things that she's spoken about. And I'm just interested, if that Popeye sauce can come to the UK, we'll definitely be supporting. But we just want to remind you all that we are here in the Preceding Word, where we broadcast every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, click on Apostle's profile so you can follow him and be notified every time he opens a room in Clubhouse. If you haven't done so already, don't forget we are here under Bible Book Club and Arash Kingdom Ministries, so make sure you're part of those clubs. So every time Apostle does open up a room there, you will be notified and won't be missing any of these wonderful subject matters. We broadcast every Wednesday Saturday for our weekly Bible study, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we are here every Thursday at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our weekly Bible study, where we are going through the long, exhaustive read of the book of Genesis. You don't want to miss that. Don't forget, all our rooms are recorded live, and you can access them here through Clubhouse, or you can go over to VWJ Ministries at Facebook, and also you'll find us on YouTube. Don't forget, we honor the Sabbath, so we're here every Friday from 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are exclusively in the Torah. That's from Genesis right to Deuteronomy, where we look at the how-to Sabbath, and then you'll find us back here at 11 a.m. on Saturday. We want to extend a warm welcome for you to join us every Sunday for our morrow after Sabbath service, where we open up our church service live from Facebook at 10:15 a.m. And we extend that invitation for you to join us through Clubhouse and YouTube. Don't forget to continue to like and to comment and to share this broadcast. We want to say thank you, and thank you to our special guest today. Apostle, back to you.
Amen. Charlyce Simmons, Songstress Extraordinaire, a joy to know. And we're looking forward to you guys getting the opportunity to experience what I've experienced for several decades now. And I'm understanding that that Popeye sauce can travel in any continent. So those of you in South Africa, you can order it. They'll get it to you. Those of you in Ghana, Uganda, those of you in Vietnam and Sri Lanka and in Jamaica and in the continental US of A, Canada, and in Mexico, we will get it to you. They will get it to you. I don't get paid. I think we need to go a contract. Wait a minute, hold up. We need to talk. Anyway, so yes. So we want you to take opportunity just to consider it. And I know it's coming into a season where you got to have your expenditures, because a lot of people still do everything that goes on with the holiday seasons and all the preparations and parties. But remember, program, so small mini concert over at El Bethel. It's 1001, I think it is. 3001 Bruton Boulevard. And that is in the beautiful city, the city of the lakes, the beautiful city of the lakes, the city beautiful, Orlando, Florida. I'm looking to be there if I can, as long as Corona don't show herself no more, and we got no more outbreaks of her around these towns, these parts. If I do, I'll be masked up, but I'll be there. Oxygen tank, wrapped up, bubble wrap, and everything. I'll be there. Okay. So we're looking forward to it. Charlyce, thanks again for being here with us. Well, Zion, I'm going to let you guys go. I want y'all to remember we'll be here again tomorrow, Wednesday rather, for a very dynamic teaching on Sukkah, the inner workings and what goes on come September 25th at sundown. You need to be prepared. We need to be ready. And let's get started. And don't forget also, Minister Wanda Floyd put out a journal that we talked about. And I asked you guys if you did or you would, make sure you at least have something to that liking. And we'll talk more about that on Wednesday night. It's been my joy and pleasure being with you. This is yours truly, the Apostle V.W. Jones. I want to leave you with this 45-second stint. Listen to it before you go. And then we're going to hit you with another song of apology by Charlyce Simmons.
Truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it. It's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences. Let love heal all that's broken.
All right, everybody, you guys have a great day. We'll look to see you again very, very, very soon. This is yours truly, the Apostle V.W. Jones, and we're going to leave you with one of the songs from Charlyce, Song of Apology. Hope it blesses you. We're going to play it until it goes out, but you're free to leave whenever you feel the need.
Leave me alone. unknown without you. You are the one I violated. You've seen it all, who I was and who I've been. The facts are before you, and whatever you decide about me is fair. Yeah, yeah. A flawless performance is nothing to you, it's a heart-shattered life, ready for love, you always notice. Unbutton my lips and I will ask for forgiveness. You promised me, please accept this song of apology. I'm sorry that when I heard you, I didn't listen to your heart. Only wanting what's best for me, you did your part. And oh, how sweet your pursuit for me is never ending for me. You're generous in love, so I'm expecting your grace. You seen the full extent of my evil, but please don't turn your face. Don't throw me out with the trash or fail to breathe your spirit into me. God, make a fresh start in me. Make a fresh start in me. My life is a mess. Let's have a Genesis week together. Give me a clean heart and I will stay with you forever. You're needed more than anyone and anything in this entire universe. Loose these chains I've allowed. Break this generational curse. I know just how bad I've been because my sins are staring me down. And I know I've been out of touch with you for a long, long time, long, long time. But send your mercy and send your grace to enter me. Conceive a new life built on your purpose for eternity. Please, please don't leave me alone without you. I'm unknown without you. Yes, don't
Awesome. Well, shalom to you guys. We'll look to see you again. Welcome and good day.
Thank you for tuning in today. I hope that this message has been a blessing to your very life and your soul, and more importantly, your walk with the King. Well, we have come to the end. I hope that you would consider becoming either a partner with us in ministry, or if you're not already a kingdom citizen, consider becoming one. By doing that, you can sow into this ministry so that we are able to continue to teach this type of ministry at a grand scale. Join us on all of our social media platforms and visit our webpage to make your contributions sure. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Shalom Aleichem.